Go. I'm going to tap you when you should go.
Hello there, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. And welcome to our Saturday night stream with UK Vegan Family.
Yes.
And we are welcoming you guys tonight. This is one of our, we've known you guys for a while now, haven't we, on Instagram?
Yeah, you were one of our first connections, actually, early this year.
Oh, yeah. So this is Your Vegan Family, and they are a family who live now. It's a small island off the west coast of USA, but I don't know how to say the other bit.
Orcas Island.
Okay. I thought there was another bit that I was missing as well. San something.
It's part of the San Juan Islands. It's an archipelago, and it's San Juan Islands.
We live in the United States and we look at Canada.
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
Right.
It's a long way away from us anyway.
Yeah.
You're on the other side, aren't you? On the west coast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So do you want to have a quick look at your Instagram profile?
Yes,
quickly?
let's have a look and then we'll see who's in the house.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
So here they are. Oh, not far off 5,000 followers, I see.
Oh, I keep pressing that. Yes.
Hopefully we can get you some more tonight.
Thank you.
So these guys share lots of recipes as well, don't you? Lots of really yummy recipes.
Yeah. Oh, there's my birthday cake.
Yeah, it was just his birthday, so that was a shot of his chocolate tofu pie earlier.
Where?
That was it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a tech deck on it as well.
I love my birthday.
That all looks amazing.
Mm.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, guys, go and check out their Instagram profile. Oh my God, look at that! Look at that pumpkin. Is it a pumpkin?
Mom did that. Mom did that.
Is that actually a pumpkin, or is that?
It is.
It is.
Pumpkin is what they called it.
That's ace. Right, so we're going to bring us back into the room here. Right, there we go.
Right, that's
Right,
it.
we're going to see who's in the house.
Okay. Who have we got, Ad?
Right, hello, Satan inside. Hello.
Right, Satan inside. I don't know if you guys are into exercise or inspirational sort of stories, but he's got a YouTube channel and he's just started running, and it's his journey to sort of fitness. So he's super inspiring, definitely.
Excellent.
Got Paul Hanson.
Hello, Paul. And Michael, have you got yourself some chocolate tonight, Michael?
It looks like he has. He's got the chocolate emoji in there. Vegan King.
Vegan King, hello, lovely.
Oh God!
Look, it's our favourite Canadian anti-vegan nonsense.
All right.
I'm easy vegan. All
Hey.
right. I'm ready for us.
We've got all the little family in tonight.
Harrods.
Hello, lovely.
Life. Hello.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to watch your video, but I will. I will watch your video. Ang Harrod's Life has done a YouTube video today with a shout out to our son Jack. So everybody go and watch that.
Oh,
Nice.
yay!
Helen Hawley. Hello, Helen.
Bonjour.
And is that everybody?
Chris Grant. Hello, Chris.
Oh, hello, Chris, our fellow friend from up the road.
Aw,
Eat and eat.
Hello.
Hello.
love it.
Oh, Meet and Eat is doing a live stream tomorrow at 2:30. And we're all going to be on there making mince pies. So if you guys in the chat haven't heard of Meet and Eat, definitely go and subscribe to her channel.
Oh, that's
And
when
That'd be good. So it's 2:30 tomorrow.
The vegan gosling.
Hi, Vegan Gosling.
I think that's about it for the
I
moment.
think so.
If anyone else pops in, we will pop them up.
So what we'll sort of do is obviously we'll introduce you guys. If anybody has any questions, then sort of leave them just for a bit, because otherwise we end up missing them, don't we?
Yeah.
And we'll sort of ask you guys, to ask some questions in a little bit. So I don't know which way we're going here. So I know it's Marcus. So welcome, Marcus. And
Thank you for us.
we've got
Is it Nico?
Nico,
And we got
Orion,
Orion.
which I love that name, and Stacey.
Yes, hello.
Awesome. So do you want to tell us and the guys watching about your vegan journey, how it all began, where it all started?
Sure. It all started for me in university, which now feels like it was 2 lifetimes ago, but was about 30 years ago.
Okay.
When a friend of mine, I went to a highly technical school, and I'm a molecular biologist by education. And he said to me one day, we were both college athletes too. We were playing American football, and he said, "I'm thinking about cutting red meat out of my diet and seeing what it does, to my health or how I feel or what it might be." And I said, "Well, that sounds interesting. I'll go along with you." And so I spent the better part of 6 months or a year where I didn't eat any red meat at all. And I'm probably 19 or 20 at this point, 21 maybe. And I was already super energized and healthy and playing sports. And I maybe felt better, but I most certainly didn't feel any worse. And so I just gradually over the next probably 3 to 4 years, cut out poultry and fowl. I ate a pescatarian diet for about 2.5 years. And then I cut all the seafood out too. And I've eaten vegan, since my mid-20s for about the past 26 or 27 years. And so
Wow.
I'm in my early 50s now, almost 53. And
50s.
the boys have been vegan since conception. And so Nico's 10 now, and Orion's 6 now, and Stacy's older than 6, but but we've had a vegan
50,
household,
50.
and it's been a real journey because I think 25 or 26 or 27 years ago, if there's only 4 or 5% of the population maybe eating now, probably 1% of the population back then, and it wasn't a fad, and it wasn't, people weren't talking about it. And I think vegetarian diets, especially amongst indigenous tribes and in developing countries, are not uncommon things. But even a vegetarian diet wasn't really all that common 25 or 30 years ago. And so it was something that I never talked about all that much, because I think how we eat is a very emotional topic, and is as emotionally charged as talking about, politics or religion or sexuality or some of these types of issues that can be loaded with emotion. And how we eat and where that comes from, and the tribal influences that we've had and the family influences that we've had. It's not always the easiest thing to make a connection around food if you eat in let's just say for now, a minority subgroup. And so I sat in business meetings with board of director meetings and, in my suits and things like that. And oftentimes would be eating a green salad and praying that there was some nuts or seeds or something to throw on the salad, and mostly recognizing that it was going to be another day that I was probably going to fast, and I would look forward to tomorrow eating. And that's all really obviously dramatically changed for all of us worldwide, but especially here in the United States too, in the past 25 or 30 years, and especially in the past 5 to 10 years. And so it was never difficult for me, but it's gotten a lot easier because there's more awareness around how we eat now. And there's more awareness around vegetarian and plant-based diets, which I think makes it easier because it's, there's the kind of strength in numbers thing, but food is become more of a topic of conversation. And especially this past year when we've mostly been limited to, thankfully for us, our own kitchen in our house, but people are not eating out at restaurants that aren't open, and people are maybe developing more of a relationship with food. It's even more of a topic of conversation. And so I think in that way, it's been very exciting.
I've got to say, the fact that you're in your early 50s, you look amazing. You all look fantastic.
They keep it young.
And babies vegan from conception. That is just amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They've been highly energized since then.
I have to admit, Jack is always full of beans, literally. He is running around just like constant chaos. That's which is probably normal for a 3-year-old, but then he just doesn't stop, does he?
No, he doesn't. I'm still picking up toys from earlier. It's just, everywhere I look, he's managed to get in amongst something and put a dinosaur there or a car.
Yeah, the cars and dinosaurs, just the story of our life.
Watch out for Triceratops on your feet.
We've probably
he's
trod
he's
on one.
upstairs.
It's like Lego, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
that would-
dangerous
I know
stuff.
You thought standing on Lego was bad. You want to try standing on like a Stegosaurus?
So if you guys obviously raised your children vegan, have you had any negativity from any family members at all during this time, or anybody in general?
You know, we have not. People have been super supportive. I mean, my family makes fun of me all the time. I've gone different directions than my family, and it's all in love and good fun because they are carnivorous and they hunt and they fish, and that's what I grew up with on a little farm. And my family eats that way. And so, yeah, they make fun of me when I come to visit, and, you know, we're getting out the grill and it's all veggies for us, but it's all just super.
I find that hard.
Yeah, same with my family, really.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, we encounter questions, and I think they mostly come from a, you know, genuine positive place of, are you worried about your kids getting enough protein? And I don't get the question so much, but for the first, you know, 15 years of eating vegan, the first question I got from everybody was, aren't you cold all the time? Or are you hungry all the time? So I don't get any of those questions anymore. But I think, you know, people, when they find that we're raising our kids vegan, you know, it does provide an opening for, you know, an engaged conversation, and a conversation around proper nutrition, and a conversation around eating across a broad range of fruits and vegetables. And do we need to supplement our diet with vitamins, omega-3s, omega-6s, vitamin B, vitamin D, whatever it might be, to make sure that we're having a, you know, complete vitamin, mineral, amino acid profile. And so, you know, I think on the whole, it's been a really positive thing, but certainly there are questions that are raised. And, you know, unfortunately, there have been people that have raised their kids vegan with very undesirable effects. And those few cases, you know, have gathered national, you know, profile here in the United States. In fact, a couple of kids that were being raised vegan died. I think it was 10 or 12 or 15 years back now. And so, you know, I think it's a little bit like the COVID thing. We find out about the worst cases, and the majority of people are doing really well with it, and that's not what you hear about. But it's been overwhelmingly positive. And what's it like for you guys at school? And what's it like for you guys to eat vegan your whole lives?
Well,
Go ahead, Ryan. Speak up.
At the lunchroom, people are trying to steal my lunch.
Wow, are they? Because they want to eat it, because your lunch is probably really delicious. That's why.
Yeah.
And what about you, Nico?
Well, same with me. Kids, sometimes my friend, he looks at my lunch and says, "Wow, Nico, why do you always get such good lunches? I wish I could have your lunches." And I feel like being vegan is a privilege, and I am so glad to have the opportunity to be vegan.
It's so lovely to hear you say that. That's awesome to speak to a kid of your age to say that. That is
a privilege. That is awesome.
How have you found being vegan in school though? Have either of you had anybody say anything to you or say anything horrible to you about it?
No. So we go to a vegetarian school.
Wow. Okay, then that's
so it's not this year, but last year and the year before, nobody made fun of me either. Everybody just wants my lunches.
A vegetarian school.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think, you know, our venue, or the place that we live, really provides a bit of that too. Our island only has about 6,000 people in year-round population, and it's rural, and it's an hour-and-a-half ferry ride or a plane ride to get here. And so we're, you know, remote, and, you know, almost everybody has a casual relationship with everybody else. And they have been in multiple schools, and they do happen to be in a school that serves vegetarian and vegan on request options in the cafeteria, but they do take their lunch every day. And so, when kids go to birthday parties, or even when they turn up at the skate park and maybe some of their friends bring treats or whatever it's been, because they've been vegan their whole lives, everybody knows they're vegan. And oftentimes we'll, provide additional vegan things for the boys outside of what they've made for everybody else at a birthday party or, at a gathering of some type. And so for us, I think we're super lucky, and we're aware of other issues that certainly people can face in other parts of the world, and certainly parts of the United States as well. We just happen to kind of live in a magical place, I think, that's been amazingly accommodating and amazingly supportive for what we do,
which I'm super grateful for.
Definitely sounds it.
Yeah, it sounds incredible.
That does sound incredible.
Come on out.
Yeah. So we are we've just launched an initiative to approach schools across the UK. Because over here, no, it's not like that.
And what's your initiative?
Well, basically, a lot of the schools in the UK probably have just maybe maybe only 1 or 2 vegans. So there is no real need to provide a plant-based menu. Yeah. And obviously there's more families who are having, more vegan children. But a lot of the parents I seem to chat to aren't necessarily brave enough to sort of go to the school and say, well, you should be providing my child with a plant-based diet, like a plant-based menu, and they'll often take their own in. There is, up until I think year 2, children are entitled to free school meals, and that really, they should really be providing, a menu to everybody, not just certain children. And I think for us, as we experienced the cyberbullying attack back in the summer, it just made me really sort of worry about Jack's future, really, in regards to bullying and discrimination. And it just kind of made me think, wow, this isn't good. This isn't good enough. If adults can do this to other adults and the children, then what are the schools like? And we started interviewing families on our channel and talking a lot about schools, and it just didn't seem to be good. So we thought we would use our own experience and our own platform to get people together to tackle the schools together as a big community.
Nice. Super. We wish you wild success, and I'm really sorry that that's an initiative that you have to take, but it's also, it's an educational campaign. We need to educate more people for how you can improve your personal health and how you can contribute to overall planetary health by eating in a conscious way. And so, sorry about the bullying and the kind of the negative emotions around it, but it's also an opportunity to go out and really educate people about the proper information that's there, just not a small subset of it that might, support a mistruth or misunderstanding or something that's just simply not accurate.
Exactly. There's so much that needs to change. Over here in January, the law changed so that veganism is now a protected characteristic of the Equality Act.
Super.
So that is sort of like my go-to, is that, if you're not providing vegan children with an appropriate menu, then technically it's discrimination. So that is sort of, that's what we've got behind us, really.
Well, that's, having laws that support you is an, important foundation for sure. And that's great.
So I want to go back to a little bit about being on the island, because obviously you've had your journey and you said you've been vegan for 26 years, did you say?
I think 26 or 27, maybe 27. Now I keep getting older.
we keep not counting the years, right?
So obviously things have changed a lot over the last 26 years.
For sure.
I was raised vegetarian, so things weren't necessarily great for my parents when they raised us, but there was still some stuff. But obviously for yourself, you've probably seen some massive changes. So have you always lived, hello Vegan Mooncat, have you always lived on the island that you're on?
No, the boys were actually both born in Guatemala, and Nico, we lived there till Nico was 5 or 6. And I lived in London in the early 90s for a couple, 3 years, and New Zealand, and we've lived around the world. We've had a relationship with the island that we live on for 20 or 25 years. But I do, the biggest change, or one of the biggest changes, has been, in the past couple of years, that with the introduction of all the plant-based meats that have come out, and the Beyond Burgers and some of these types of things, and the dairy substitutes that you have, those, nut milks and oat milks, and these things are now all readily available. And even the fast food chains, here in the United States, Wendy's and McDonald's and these places are now carrying plant-based meat substitutes, which we actually don't. I think I've had one Beyond Meat burger, and I can't eat those things because what memory I do have of meat, which is 3 decades ago, and maybe 4 cycles of all the cells in my body turning over every 7 years, I really actually kind of find them repulsive. And so when we eat a burger, it almost always is grain-based, like a barley burger or a black bean burger, and we don't really eat a lot. We try not to eat, I guess try not is the right word, to eat a lot of highly processed soy products and highly processed products like that. And so I'm not saying that these things are necessarily bad for you in moderation, but we tend to eat much more of a macrobiotic diet across a broad range of fruits and vegetables, with a real focus on legumes and pulses and nuts, and for our protein. And that is, has been really successful for us from a health standpoint. And I also do appreciate that there are, plant-based meat options, especially in, places that have massive influence, like McDonald's all over the world, and, these fast food chains, that you can now move towards some of those products if that's something that you do like, because obviously the more people that are eating just one meal that's plant-based, versus, a couple of days maybe, or converting their whole diet onto a plant-based diet, the less meat we eat, it will have an impact on the environment. And so I've been worked for a science-based marine conservation organization as well. And if you look at practically every problem that we have in the ocean right now, or every problem that we have on the land, almost all of it can be traced back to climate change and really overpopulation of humans. And so our food supply, how we eat, the food distribution chains, the choices that we make at every single meal have the opportunity to really transform planetary health in a way that will be much more sustainable for all of us.
Definitely.
I just wanted to quickly before we move on.
You go for it, Ad.
He said, what do you do for a living? You've already answered this, but I don't know if you just wanted to repeat it.
Yeah, go ahead, Stacey.
Well, actually, last year, Marcus and I both changed our professions. I had been a practicing Asian medicine practitioner, acupuncturist for 25 years, and closed my practice. And Marcus was working for a marine conservation group. And so we stopped both of our jobs and started Your Vegan Family. So this is what we do. For our work, for our entertainment, for our health, for our family. It is entirely what our lives are.
We've done lots of other bits along the way in 30 years too. We're both certified yoga instructors and Reiki practitioners and massage therapists, and it's a long, twisty path for sure. But
many lives in one.
We've been focused on Your Vegan Family and really trying to bring awareness around personal and planetary health through how we eat for the past year, and we're going to keep at it.
So I'm interested, obviously, right now, Jack asks a lot of questions about what foods are. Mm-hmm. And obviously he goes to nursery and he's around other children that are eating animal products. Mm-hmm. And just last week, they were sat around the table, and obviously his friends were drinking cow's milk, and he pushed someone else's drink away and went, "Oh, that's disgusting." He said. It ended up that all the other children did the same. They didn't want to drink the cow's milk. So we obviously have a lot of conversations because we don't really talk too much about the planet at the moment because obviously he's only 3, but we talk a lot about the ethics with Jack. So I'm just wondering how you handled those conversations with your children when they were growing up, because it's something that is quite a big part of what we do, isn't it? And even going into a supermarket, we're faced with animals, dead animals. So I always like to see how everybody else copes with that.
You know, kids just say the most wonderful things.
They do. They do.
And I think that there's always an education. There's always an education socially about, it's what we do as parents. We help our children fit into the societies we live in and understand how to navigate them successfully. And so having awareness and education about the ethics and food sources and what it all means is one part of it. And we educate, at the level we think is appropriate for their ages. And then we also have conversations about how we share it. We know that there's so much, especially on social media, I find Twitter especially caustic, where people that are vegans, I would say, are doing reverse discrimination. And, we just don't support any of that. So we help and we encourage our kids to talk about food in a way that is inclusive, and the difference between opinion and fact, so that they can have positive conversations and find, as we do as adults, find the commonalities so that we can build bridges. And so that's part of how we have conversations with them when maybe they do get to talk about food, or we overhear them talking about it in a way where we go, oh, we could do that a little better. We could build better bridges and create more understanding. Sure. So we talk to them about it.
And I think the kids are going to have the conversations that they're going to have, and we can't control, nor do we really want to control what they say and what those conversations are. But what we can do in a supportive way is ensure that we are having positive communications with their childminders, with their teachers, with other parents that are in the groups too. Because if there's a sensitivity, overall for the entire group, sometimes that can transfer down into the kids as well, because there might be more positive conversations within the time that they're together, but also when they go back to their households too. And so I'm trying to think, Jack's 3 and our boys, when they were 3, we lived in Guatemala. And so, that was a whole different thing. We were in Spanish. We lived in a Mayan pueblo. So we lived with Mayans, but we, also had time with Guatemalans too. And the Mayans most of them are eating predominantly a vegetarian diet as it is. They don't eat lots of milk products. Beans and tortillas are the cornerstone of what they eat, and they might eat a little bit of meat, but meat's expensive in developing countries. And so, it's a luxury for them to eat a piece of beef maybe once a week. And they certainly do eat lots of chicken in some of these types of places as well, because they tend to be readily available, right? But, our kids were eating rice and beans and tortillas for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, just like most of the other kids were too. And so, again, I think we were a little bit fortunate to have a situation that supported matching, and, they were able to eat within the diet that the other kids were eating, supplemented by the foods that we prepared and they took with them as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. You live with Mayans then? That's amazing.
Yeah, we did.
Jumbo Tech and Pichabel. Do you know that?
No, I don't. I don't know any. Well, I lived it was Sutuhil in our pueblo. I think I know 3 words.
And so I just said hello in Mayan, and how are you?
Fantastic.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It's been
Great.
like
Did you
4
travel?
years.
Did you live there too?
No, we haven't lived there, but we've done some traveling through Mexico.
2 weeks. We've been twice. So we've spent 3 weeks in the same place. We love it. It's amazing over there. And
we rented a car and we travelled around to all the little different temples and the Chichen Itza, and then we went down to what was that other one called?
I can't
down
remember.
the bottom south by Guatemala.
I can't remember.
In Cancun?
So many.
Further south?
Down south. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now.
Tulum is a lovely.
Tulum, yeah, Tulum. That was it, Tulum.
That was beautiful down there.
Yeah, that room right on the cliff there in Tulum is as picturesque as it gets.
Yeah, Yeah.
Do you remember any? You knew a couple Sutuhil words when you were riding tuk-tuks around the Pueblo. Do you remember Matiosh? Matiosh is Sutuhil for thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I might remember saying something like that.
Yeah.
But not really.
Yeah, you were 5. That's right.
Everywhere around the house, we just got Mexican knickknacks all over the place.
It's everywhere.
So everywhere I look, it's just
Nice and colorful.
Yes, definitely. You've even got a Mexican flag somewhere. You even came home on the plane with that wrap round you, didn't you? You loved it over there.
That's good. I think I would have brought a bottle of tequila home. I don't know.
Oh, we did that. We did that. Definitely.
We came home with like so many. So I'm surprised we did not get fined at customs.
Well done.
I was shoving it in my shoes. They were like, I even made friends on the airplane saying, "Look, could you stick this in your hand luggage?"
Yeah, he did.
I was getting out bottles of tequila everywhere just to sneak it through customs. And at the end, I rounded them all up. Yeah. And I was like, "Can I have my?"
Well, maybe we can meet you in Mexico when we're ever allowed to really travel again. And
I would so go back there.
Yeah, I would love to go back there. I love it there. I just love the whole culture and the people. They're just so laid back.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. And we like the heat, don't we?
Sure.
And the wildlife. The wildlife's fantastic.
Bring on the monkeys.
Yes. Yeah.
So have you guys got any favourite books? Nico and Orion, have you got any favourite books aimed at veganism and your lifestyle that you like to read? Because over here we've got quite a couple now. We've got Vivi the Super Vegan. Quite a couple of different ones we've got over here.
No, we haven't really found any veganism books or anything like that yet, but
we haven't really we haven't searched them out. We haven't really looked for them, and they're not. We got one little wee tiny independent bookstore on our island here, and we have a public library as well, but we haven't really. We tend to be looking for animal, environmental fiction storybooks.
Okay. So there's quite a few over here now. So it'd be interesting to see if we can get them over.
Yeah,
guys.
I got it written down. That'll be a fun project for us to see what we can find.
Yes, I'll have to send you a link of a couple of them. There's a couple that I think would probably be suitable for Nico as well. So excellent. I'll send you some. Yeah, I'll send you some links for that as well.
That'd be super. They're both voracious readers, and so bring it on.
Yeah, I'll say Jack loves reading, doesn't he?
Yeah, what's he trying? He was trying to read. What was it? What's that book over there?
I don't know. There's loads.
English dictionary.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was the Bosch How to Live Vegan book, and then he was reading it. He was reading it, and he was like, "This hasn't got any pictures in." And I was like, "No, mate."
Poor kids.
So then he came back with a wildlife book instead.
He's picked up the China study as well before. And so that's one of my books. Don't worry about it.
Well, a great book.
Yeah, sounds like he's going to be wildly successful if he's already picking those books up.
He's very intelligent. He's very advanced for his age. Actually, he's trying to read the time and suss the time out of the minute, and I just can't. Yeah, I just can't quite get how he's that good at 3.
We haven't. Well, it must be nursery. A bit of nursery.
It's definitely nursery. It's definitely.
Yeah.
No, I think well done, Mama and Papa. That's good. We can take some credit. It's okay.
Yeah, we take some credit, but obviously they do a lot. I'm not good with numbers, so it's not me. It's not me teaching him the time. So have you guys got any favorite meals then? Because obviously you share a lot of your recipes on Instagram.
Well,
so I want to know what each of your favorite meals are.
Well, lasagna is one of our favorites.
That's a good choice.
Lasagna.
Yeah. What do you like?
I like our vegan horseradish sauce. It's deliciously spicy. And
what? I'm looking for a vegan horseradish. The last time I tried making one, I like blended it and opened it up, and oh my god, I nearly
burned out your eyes.
It is a site, but Adam, the key to the recipe is the soy milk you use cannot be sweet. If it's sweet at all, it just gives a weird flavor. So Eden soy is our Eden soy unsweetened, unfortified is the soy milk we use that just doesn't have any sweet flavor to it. And yeah, you grate it first, blend it up. It's family favorite for sure. We try to keep it in the fridge all the time.
I don't know.
I think we've quadrupled the amount of horseradish in it too. So we're going for turbo nuclear.
Yeah. Wow.
I've got loads of horseradish growing out. It's just like a weed, isn't it? I've got loads of horseradish growing in the garden.
Nice.
Not now because it's winter, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, try again next time then.
Yeah.
You know, one of the other things that we make every week pretty much is our vegan pesto. And both the boys love pesto on sandwiches and gnocchis and pastas and toast and tofu. And we can really put it on anything. And we've always got a jar of pesto on hand every day. And so we eat a lot of our vegan pesto. And we went on led by Stacy, and I'll let her talk more about it. We went on an exploration of Indian cuisine for the better part of 2 or 3 months in the springtime. And you got lots of yummy Indian food in the UK for sure. And I don't know.
Almost every week,
we love dal. And we love all kinds of dal. We've learned a lot about
all kinds of dal. Right. I need to do some learning here.
There's more than one dal.
There's more than one dal,
I learned a lot. There's different kinds of legumes, pulses that are used, and they have different flavors and different textures, and it's been quite a journey. I had a super time. I don't remember what month it was, but I just said, we're doing Indian food this month. So I ordered a bunch of spices from Indian Spice Company. They're organic. They're a small little family business, super people. And I made Indian food probably 5 days a week for that month. And we tinkered off a little, and then we make something at least once a week.
I say we have Vegan King. I'll pop him up there. He's from India.
Yes.
Oh, great.
He is in India, and he is amazing. Check him out on Instagram.
Vegan King, we will.
He does some absolutely fantastic memes as well on there, and I think he looks after a lot of the dairy cows, like the baby calves.
Yeah.
He's absolutely brilliant. Really, really nice guy. Yeah.
Thanks, Vegan King.
Any other recipes, Miko and Orion?
I agree with Ryan 100%.
The lasagna.
Absolute favorite.
We don't eat that enough in this house,
we don't,
do we?
No. Into that a bit more. Although you've recently just made a really amazing macaroni.
Yeah, I did make
cheese, I should say.
a macaroni cheese yesterday that apparently tasted better than
the real thing.
the original.
Yeah, excellent. Well done.
I'll be sharing that soon when I get
made
down
out
to Oh, it's made out of potatoes and carrots. That's how I make my macaroni cheese with like turmeric. But I added some vegan cream cheese to his and Jack's portion, and well, it had raised eyebrows, didn't it?
I couldn't believe it. I thought she was trying to poison me with the real thing.
It was really good, so I will share it definitely.
Super. We'll look forward to it. What were you gonna say?
I'll tag you guys in it when I put it up anyway.
Perfect.
We'll tag you when we get our lasagna up too.
Yeah, so
you got to talk to the microphone here.
Yeah.
We also make your own burrito night with homemade black beans.
We love black beans.
Yeah, I was waiting to say that too. We have a pressure cooker that we just love, and we've given all the time that we spent in Central America and enjoyed eating black beans, and they're so super healthy for you. But we tend to have a lot of black beans and refried black beans, and anything with black beans.
It's all our favorite food. All that sounds like
we love Mexican-inspired foods as well.
Yeah, I could eat it 3 times a day. To be fair, I could
could
probably put black beans in porridge if I really wanted to. I'm sure I could.
You know,
You might be onto something.
Yeah, maybe.
We kind of combine that. We do a homemade polenta that we load up with vegetables as we cook it, you know, garlic and onions for a base, but then all kinds of small chopped vegetables. And then we put black beans on top and then salsa on top of that. So there's your sort of porridge with black bean recipe.
Yeah. We need to eat some more black beans.
I'm all down for that.
Yeah. There's a question here. I'm trying to find it. Was from Helen. And she wanted to know if you grow any of your own veggies, fruits or veggies. Where's it gone?
Oh, there.
We have a little garden in the back of our yard.
Do you?
What do we grow? What did we grow this year?
Well, we grow some nasturtiums.
Those are nice. I like to eat those, actually.
Mint, chives,
Cilantro,
parsley, and
what were you always picking before they were ripe? Yeah, tomatoes.
And what else do we have growing on the trees?
Apples and pears.
Pears,
Plums,
apricots.
We just found that out.
Yeah.
And what do you guys help grow in the kitchen that we get pretty much going every day too?
Sprouts.
Lots of sprouts. Yeah.
When there's sprouts on my salad, I see them. The first thing I eat, I just get my fork and launch them into my mouth.
Isn't that amazing, though, that your children love sprouts? How many children do you say?
Sprouts is in like the...
Oh, like the sprouting stuff.
Sprouting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think Jack's actually ever had that before, to be fair. I don't... He's a bit funny with lettuce.
Yeah.
So he's getting there with the salads. It'll always have vegetables, but so you're eating the sprouting. Wow.
Yeah, it's fun, simple, it's easy. You know, multiple points in our life for years at a time, we've eaten raw foods diet too.
Okay.
And so we're conscious of trying to eat as much live food and as much raw food as possible. We always have a green salad. We've always got sprouts going. And, you know, it's great for anybody who likes to cook to have as many of your herbs, you know, on your deck or in your backyard or as close as you possibly can to pick those too fresh. But, yeah, the boys, you know, I think here they're oftentimes, I think when you watch kids being raised, we want to have them be as independent as early as possible. And oftentimes feeding themselves is considered to be independent. And I think for our boys when they were young, we probably fed them salad all the way till they were 5 years old. Are we still feeding you salad?
We still feed them.
We're not still feeding them now, but in restaurants, you know, up until a couple of years ago, even at age 4, it's hard to get salad leaves on the tines of your fork. And Americans only eat with 1 fork anyway. And unlike Western Europeans who usually have 2 utensils in their hand and are much more efficient than Americans. And so eating salad can be really challenging for kids. And I think that oftentimes it's just that inability from a motor movement standpoint to be able to eat salad that keeps them from eating it on a regular basis. And our kids love salad. I mean, we could eat it. We eat greens almost every meal. And, you know, helping them eat it helps them develop their palate, and the motor movement skills catch up at some point. And so who cares if you're feeding them salad maybe a year past when everybody thinks they should be feeding themselves? They're still eating salad, and that's awesome.
That is amazing. I'm gonna have to try him again, I think, on the old lettuce, but he'll take down kale and kidney beans. Like I'll do him a bowl and he'll eat it.
The florets of broccoli that he just grabs and he just demolishes.
Yeah, he eats really well.
One that was massive, and he just grabbed it by the end. He was like,
What about the horseradish? Is he eating the horseradish?
Oh, I don't think he'd eat that.
Not yet.
He does eat curries and he does eat like chilies. He's all right with a bit of spice, but I think the horseradish.
What was it? We made a like a chili sin carne sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you should have just seen his face. He was just like. Like, what is this? Get out of my mouth.
Yeah. It's fine. I've just seen some more questions come on there.
There was one. Do you have a YouTube channel or is it just Instagram?
We do have a YouTube channel, but we've not yet posted.
Okay.
Kind of getting it together and doing videos is we're getting there. We're getting there. We especially want to do some reviews of packaged foods that you can find, because so many people wonder, is this cracker worth it? Who wants to spend $6 on a box of crackers that are crap? So we want to do some of that for folks and get some of our cooking things on there. And so it's on the list. We'll get to it soon, but we do have Instagram, we've got Facebook, and we have a pretty extensive website. Our website has, 30, 40 recipes on it and information about vegan nutrition. And we just opened it up this week to have a private community. It's a forum through our website. It's not on Facebook, but it's similar, and it has a vegan kids component that Nico and Orion are going to moderate.
Wow.
So questions for kids, or there are kids that want to be on it. These two are going to be fielding those questions, and then we're going to be supporting families and plant-based enthusiasts. So that's on there and a few other things, but the website's a great place to go. And when YouTube gets online, we'll let you know.
Yes, I was going to say, do let us know when you get that going. I think while we're on the subject, for those of people who are new to the chat, should we show the Instagram page again? So
we'll quickly go over that.
We'll go back.
Are you familiar with beluga lentils?
No.
I know beluga.
Nope.
Because Muddy Paws has got beluga lentils and she doesn't know what she's going to make with them. So
I don't know neither.
Muddy Paws, send us a picture of them and we'll see if it's just a different name for one of the probably 7 kinds of lentils that are in our pantry.
There's another one there about mung beans as well.
Anyone else?
Mung beans are great sprouted too. I saw some information around sprouting. Fenugreek you can sprout, lentils you can sprout. I mean, any of the grains you can sprout, and they're all just depends on what you're looking for as far as consistency and texture and size.
I did try to sprout a few things. I managed to do chickpeas. Everything else was a bit of a disaster, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really work. I don't know what I did to it. Yeah, so this is their Instagram page, guys, if you want to go and check them out. Lots of absolutely delicious food on there.
Oh,
yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's our tomato acar. That's something we try to keep on hand too. It's but with tomatoes out of season, it's not as good. But you can do it with canned tomatoes too, diced canned tomatoes, and it's an Indian recipe. And Marcus and I think could eat it every meal. We put it on our toast in the morning, and we like to add that to everything.
Definitely going to have to come and have a look at some of your recipes again. Yes, I always need inspiration. Definitely.
We all do.
Yeah.
I think we all do, don't we?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Back over now.
So there you go, guys. Go and check them out.
Thank
you.
If anybody in the chat has got any questions, then do pop them in. But I've got a couple left that I would like to ask, even though you don't want to.
I've got a few.
Hi.
I'm gonna ask the old. So tofu or tempeh, which one is your favorite?
Tofu.
That's a hard question.
It is.
Stacy lived in Indonesia, and I traveled through Indonesia for quite some time, and the tempeh down there is just divine. It just depends on the meal, and I think it depends on the day, but I really like tempeh too. I just think it's super. And
Are you going with tempeh then?
I think I'm going with tempeh, but what I like about tofu, it's so flexible. We make a chocolate tofu pie that's like a chocolate mousse that we've served to our families, and they didn't even know there was tofu in it. We would, for the early, 10, 15 years ago, we'd make this chocolate pie, and they'd be like, I really want the chocolate pie. And we held out for a couple of years, not telling them that tofu was the primary ingredient.
The Tilton one, the smoother, the one of the
Yeah.
When we had people over for our birthday party, for the end of our birthday party, when we got the cake, we would tell them the ingredients.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with your friends too on the chocolate tofu pie.
The tofu was the secret ingredient, and because I wouldn't tell them that the tofu was in the pie until
like, "What's the
they
secret ingredient?"
ate one bite, and so they quickly ate one bite just to get to know the secret ingredient. And then I said tofu, blank faces.
No.
Drop.
Just.
Tofu is brilliant, but tempeh is my favorite.
Yeah.
You're the second person who has said, next to me, it's just us two who stand for tempeh.
All right, here we are.
There it is.
Tofu.
And then we like to ask, well, it's your question, isn't it?
What's that?
About the peanut butter.
Yeah, right. So, do you prefer crunchy or smooth peanut butter?
What do you prefer?
Crunchy.
Yeah, we got
Please.
Smooth.
Smooth.
this one's crunchy, that one's smooth. What about you, Stacy?
I'm crunchy.
I'm a crunchy guy too.
Crunchy takes the win, I think. Yeah.
Crunchy.
Yeah, I like it smooth. I don't really like the crunchy one. But
Yeah. You know,
I
again,
love
it
peanut
depends
butter.
on what you're using it for too. Sometimes you need the smooth and sometimes you need the crunchy.
Yeah.
Good to have options.
We like a lot of texture. That's something that we strive for in our recipes, and often we'll change a traditional recipe to give it more texture.
Amazing. Yeah, I think that's what we do as well. We go for texture.
yeah,
Before I was vegan, I didn't used to like some textures, and now I actually go in search for them.
Yeah.
For some reason, I used to just like it all smooth and mushy.
Well, that's I get that. And first, we try to keep the mush factor as low as possible.
That's what I mean. Like, now I've become vegan. I'm vegan. I prefer all these different textures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy how your taste buds and everything change.
but Adam never ate fruit or salad.
didn't used to
He
like
never
the texture
ate
of it.
anything like that.
Didn't used to
And
like the
now
texture of it.
he takes a banana and an apple to work, and I'm like, really? Is this the same person?
Well done, Adam.
And I think if you grow up, you change what you like as far as texture. As a kid, I'd try a strawberry every year to see if I'd like the texture or not that year, because it seemed to change. And the good part is you can throw it in a smoothie if you don't like seeds, and you can do other things to make it appealing, which are some of the parental secret weapons that we have, is chop food really small so that the flavor is what becomes familiar and you can't pick it out, and build the heat slowly. I know I'm giving away the secrets.
It's like even if what we're making doesn't even require like that, we will grate up a carrot or something. So and we'll just throw it in it.
Yeah.
Because all the nutrients get absorbed by the carrot, and you can't even tell it's there.
I put grated carrot in my porridge, actually.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good
Carrot cake porridge. It's amazing. Yeah, it works. With a bit of pumpkin spice. It's amazing.
That's perfect. We have a carrot cake pancake recipe that takes about a cup of grated carrots, and the boys love them.
Oh
I
God!
think we might be about to love it as well.
Yeah, they're delicious.
Yeah, I need that recipe, guys.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes time to get those recipes written up and formatted and posted, and there's never enough time in the day to share everything that I want to share with people.
No, I know the feeling.
That's what I was going to ask now, because you're on an island, off the coast. Did you say off the coast of Canada?
We're off the coast of Washington State, and so literally the nautical border between Canada and the U.S. is, 2 miles from us. And so we get Canadian radio and Canadian TV if we had a TV. And we can even pick up Canadian cell service here too, because it's all a bit blurred as to where we are. But yeah, the islands just across from us are part of Canada, and the ones that we're in happen to be part of the U.S. So
if you were to say travel to the mainland, which would be closest for you to go? Where would you jump, like on a ferry? Would it take you to America? Would it, or would you take you to?
Well, yeah, our common route. We can go to either one.
Pre-COVID, yeah.
Yeah, pre-COVID.
Yeah, pre-COVID.
It's about an hour and 15 minutes to Victoria in British Columbia. and it's about an hour and 15 minutes to our closest, where our ferry terminal is on the mainland, or in America, as we call it, is about an hour and 15 minutes too. And so we're really, it's in fact, there's even a part of the United States that we look at from our island that you have to drive through Canada to get to. So it's all a little bit of a porridge.
I think in the future, one of our little things needs to be UK vegan family go out to meet worldwide vegan families.
Yeah.
I think that's where it needs to go.
A world tour.
A world tour, yes.
Back up Jack and bring him along. Let's go.
Can't wait to
Yes. I love the sound of that.
Let's get him skateboarding.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
I'll get him skateboarding, don't you worry.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Definitely. So, is there any comments that we have missed? Oh, here's a good one. What's your go-to in the pantry when time is not on your side to cook? That's a really good question, B.
No, that's a great question.
Super. There's the quick cooking grains. We don't often go for the couscous, but because it's not, I don't know, it's just not on our rotation. But that's a super fast grain that we can put in there, and then you throw some vegetables in. What's your favorite thing that we grab out of the pantry? It's in a can.
Couscous.
No, I know you like that, but do you know?
Amy's lentils.
Amy's lentil soup is something that we do keep in the pantry. That's a pre-cooked organic lentil vegetable soup. That can be a quick one when they've skated till dark and we're tired.
But the biggest thing for us, I mean, really, because it's so flexible, is we keep pesto on hand all the time. It might not be in the pantry, it's in the refrigerator, but we can put pesto on anything and they will eat it. Raw vegetables, breads, sandwiches, pastas. We really eat a lot of pesto, and it's really flexible. And so that's it's quick and simple to make. We usually make it by I don't know, what would the volume be? A
US, I guess it is. At least 2 cups, between 2 and 4 cups, depending on the recipe.
Cups is easy for me.
Cups is easy, yeah. So we probably make 4 cups of it at a time when we make it, and we have it on hand, and that's a couple of meals or lunches or things for the boys as well. And so pesto's a really good one for us.
We did a post a while back called Jars of Happiness, and it was the tomato acar, it was the pesto, it was a green vegan Thai curry, and horseradish sauce. The sauces and things that we like to have on hand all the time that can take something, even a piece of bread, and make it interesting. So having those on hand is just a lifesaver. We also occasionally, maybe once a month, go for the frozen vegan pizza, and we doctor it up with capers and Kalamata olives and extra capsicum and, different kinds of vegetables and things. We'll doctor it way up, and then that can be a quick dinner for us too when we're...
Yeah, I mean, when you buy a frozen pizza, there's never really enough on it anyway. So you capers, don't you?
Yeah, like I'd capers to anything, or sauerkraut.
Yeah, it's one of
no, we love sauerkraut.
It goes on everything. Sauerkraut for me.
Yeah, I'm not that
delicious.
It's on the fork. It's good enough.
I know, right out of the jar. That's
yeah.
Good.
When he's quiet in the kitchen, he's eating sauerkraut.
One of our favorites is a potato sauerkraut fritter. We love potatoes, mashed potatoes or grated potatoes with sauerkraut. You can fry them up or just mix them up. That's one of our favorites.
Yeah, I've just discovered sticking sauerkraut on top of mashed potato.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
Yeah, I wasn't keen.
She wasn't keen.
No.
I was like, I'll have it then. You better scrape it on mine.
You'll fit right in here, Adam.
Yeah, mustard sauerkraut. Can't live without them.
Mustard, sauerkraut, and horseradish sauce. We got on.
Yes.
Here's a good one for the boys. I think we might know, but
yeah.
What are the boys' favorite sports, and do they have anyone they inspire to be like? That's a good question.
Why don't you go first, Nico?
Well,
I didn't check that one.
we do everything. We skateboard. We love skateboarding. It's just fun to go to the local skate park and see the community there. And we wouldn't have met. I mean, there are a ton of people at the skate park that we do not see in school regularly, and so we meet a lot of new people at the skate park. and it is just really fun to go there and then get better at skating and inspire each other. And then there's the tennis court, which is right next to the skate park, and I love tennis also. I think pickleball on the island is way more popular than tennis, but tennis is just, I feel it's super fun, and I have an awesome tennis coach, and tennis and skateboarding, they're just my go-to sport.
What about you, Orion?
Well, skateboarding is my first. My second one is soccer. In the Christian school, some of my friends on my soccer team are there at the Christian school.
And do you guys have anybody that we watch on videos, or maybe we see at our skate park, or we see at our tennis court, or on the soccer screen from time to time that you think you'd like to be like?
Who inspires
Who
you?
inspires you?
I feel like
Jack.
yeah. There are a couple people at the skate park, like my skating mentors and this other guy, a few other people who don't learn tricks like I learned. They learn a different kind of tricks, and then I look at those tricks and then I learn them. So I wouldn't even know these tricks exist because my friend comes up to me and says, "Hey Nico, do you know this trick?" And I have no idea. And then they just inspire me to learn that trick.
One of the things that we've never had, just like they've never eaten meat or only ever eaten vegan, is we've never had a TV. And so
I don't blame you.
they've unfortunately never seen Messi play. They've never seen Ronaldo play. They haven't seen the U.S. national team, or there are many better teams than the U.S. men's national team. But we don't tend to watch many of those types of things.
I was going to say, do they have like a favorite professional skateboarder?
Who's
Yeah.
your favorite professional skateboarder?
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk.
I know.
This I cannot recall his name, guy, but he's a great skateboarder too. And there's a skateboarding YouTube channel. They really inspire me. They do crazy videos. They do sort of
Who's
not
that?
What's the name
real
of that?
skateboarding.
Braille
Rail
skateboarding.
skateboarding.
And
yeah, I've seen Browse skateboarding videos.
One of the interesting things we found at the skate park is that there's a surprisingly high number of really groovy skaters who are also vegan.
Wow.
Andrew,
Yeah.
like one of them is Andrew.
One of your mentors and skate camp instructors, and people come through every now and then because they have a really world-class skate park about a mile from our house, and so we meet different people in the summertime, and it's been surprising, more so than any other group that we partake in. There are more vegan skateboarders.
So we've taken vegan treats to the skate park. We took vegan samosas and a nice
Samosas, I love those.
And
we
fruit pizza.
took
for
a fruit
summer.
pizza in the summertime, and so we take vegan food there from time to time because there are people that really appreciate it, and there are non-vegans there that really appreciate the food too. And so it's been a fun community, not only for physical activity, but it's been emotional and connected around food as well.
There are taste testers too.
Yeah, we've taken pieces of lasagna to the park because we have one 12 or 13, maybe 14-year-old boy who's Italian, and so we give him our lasagna and tell him, well, tell us about this because we know you've eaten a lot of lasagna in your family, and his mom's an Italian cook, and so we use the kids and the people at the skate park as our taste testers too.
And that's brilliant.
Yes!
Rodney Mullen, exactly.
Rodney Mullen.
That's
That's
the
my
guy.
favorite skateboarder.
that was the guy. I couldn't think of his name. I couldn't think of
So you're
Ronald's
into,
name.
you're into all the
Yeah.
flatland stuff then? All the flatland freestyle stuff?
Yeah,
We got
he's
a-
awesome.
We got a huge transition park here. deep end of the bowl is what, 13 or 14 feet drop in, and
Yeah, it's super fun.
the staple might even be 15 or 16
The
feet.
staple is 11.
11.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, yeah. So we're our park is we're still learning about street skating.
Yeah.
Us old people are.
Yeah, we're not
trying
learning.
to catch up
Stacy
on
and I
the
are not doing
jargon.
anything. It's
We
too.
just try to talk the talk.
Yeah, Rodney Mullen is one of the street skaters.
Yeah,
I've never
Probably
took.
one of my favorite skaters because I do some street
Okay.
in other parks.
Yeah, it's not something I ever got into. I tried to stand on one once and it was a bad experience, so I've never tried again. No.
No, I'm not going to go into it because I used to skate, and I'm not. We could be here for hours talking about skateboarding, so I'm just gonna.
Another time. So
You've got another reason that you have to come to Orcas Island.
Yes, absolutely. Have we missed any other questions at the top? Sorry, guys, if we have missed any of your questions, feel free to pop them back in.
What's this? What's your favourite go-to sweet snack? What's
Ooh.
that? We missed that one.
Tamika, Ryan, do you have a favorite sweet snack?
This is hard. I think I like our vegan sorbet in the freezer. And then there are the bananas that have the chocolate over them.
Choco bananas.
Choco
our
bananas.
frozen banana treat.
A lot of them in Guatemala.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a leftover Guatemala favorite.
I
You
have
also really like our ginger cookies, right?
Oh yeah, those are delicious.
No, we don't
Well,
do so
I have
many
one
sweets.
like not very sweet,
What is
but
it?
it's a fruit.
What?
Bananas.
We tend to, Stacy and I mean, I could eat horseradish for breakfast. We really like spicy food more than
forever.
sweet food. I don't even think I probably ate my first piece of chocolate until like 15 years ago.
Really? Wow.
And the boys, we eat many more spicy foods than we eat sweet foods.
Definitely.
I grew up baking sweets every night for my family's lunches. So I have a much more rich history with sweet things, and we just don't eat them as much. I used to crave them like crazy, but with our vegan diet and all the yummy things we make, I just don't even want them. So it's not a go-to thing or a daily flavor that we go for. But because of our website, we want to publish some sweet things. So our ginger cookies was a fun challenge to make a dessert that used olive oil instead of a different kind of fat. So we figured that out, and we just experimented with a coconut macaroon the other day because Granddad's favorite cookie is a coconut cookie. So
Nice.
and I think we might make some gingerbread this weekend for some friends for the holidays. And maybe some biscotti. I just made my first biscotti, which is a sweetie. So here and there, please.
The other thing that we really we eat a lot of, but not quite so much maybe in the wintertime when it's snowing here, but it's kind of something super common in Central America and other parts of the world too, is a licuado. And so we have a small orchard and we have access to fruit, which is really nice. And Ryan's a fruit bat. We can't even keep strawberries in the house. But different types of fruit smoothies, and sometimes we'll add some protein powder to it, or we'll add some nuts to it, or we'll have a fruit and vegetable kind of smoothie together as well. But we eat an awful lot of fruit smoothies and licuados, spring, summer, fall, about 9 months out of the year, and we still have them from time to time in the wintertime as well. But those are super easy. Mm-hmm. Oftentimes, no matter what, you can put bee pollen in them. You can put all kinds of things in them for health and well-being and flavoring, and you can make them as sweet or as non-sweet as you want them too. So they're a nice, quick, simple, easy, flexible kind of snack food as well.
Oh, that's brilliant. It's always good to share these kind of things with each other, isn't it?
There was just this one.
Oh yes, I think this is the last one. So, do you encourage meat eaters to go vegan through everyday interactions?
I would say no. Not really. We take the tack of encouraging people to expand their palates. So, maybe we'll talk to someone about lasagna, or we'll talk to them about, oh, what are you having for dinner? Oh, well, we're making Indian food. And so expanding their ethnic food options, or talking about something fun that we've made. But no, I think that encouraging meat eaters, at least my experience with my family, doesn't get me anywhere.
Yeah, and for me, as we started off in the beginning, I really, for the first 5 or 10 or 15 or maybe even 20 years of eating vegan, I tried really hard not to talk about it. I never brought up how I ate. I worked in a business environment, and I worked with boards of directors and people where you'd be in a meeting where the meals are being provided, and those were stressful situations because it was hard to not talk about the way that you ate, and it was not, it was rogue, and it was fringe, and it was dangerous, and even more so then than it is now, even with all the issues, some of the issues that are around it. And so I am learning how to talk more about it in ways that will bring people more into the conversation, as opposed to perhaps pushing them away, because nobody wants to be told they're eating the wrong way, and nobody wants to feel like they're doing the wrong thing. And of course, that wouldn't be the tone that we would take. But oftentimes you can bring up all kinds of feelings that someone might have inside themselves from childhood, and from ways that they've been asked to eat or forced to eat, or food being taken away as punishment, or all kinds of things can come up around diet again. And so it's a super sensitive topic. And I think when we do talk about it, we try to talk about how well it works for us, and how it's been, meals for us and food in general, again, especially during COVID, but certainly for the boys' entire lives. Nico and Orion light the candles on the table, and somebody will figure out what music we might want to listen to while we're listening to music. And Orion will pick, nasturtium flowers and maybe put some in the salad, but also put some on the table. And we're fortunate to have some roses, so maybe we'll put some rose petals around. And we actually are super fortunate to live on a beach. And so, for 6 or 7 or 8 months out of the year, we truck our dinner down to the beach, and we have a really nice piece of driftwood that's shaped like a heart, and we'll sprinkle flower petals over there, or take a tablecloth that's really nice, and we'll sit on the beach, and we've got a resident harbor seal that turns up, and bald eagles that go overhead, and we'll eat in our orchard, or we'll eat on our back deck, and we try to make dinner fun. And so those are the types of things that I think we choose to engage people in conversation. And certainly if someone's going to ask us questions about how we can improve planetary health through our diet, I would never shy away from them. But those are not the types of things that I think I would open a conversation with. And, I know for us, when Greta Thunberg, the Swedish 16-year-old, came and addressed the U.S. Congress and said, what are all you idiots doing? Climate change is real. We still have people that don't believe it's real here. And, it's a really important thing that we need to address, because, you're screwing all the kids, not you guys. We're the ones that are going to pay the price. And for the next couple of weeks after she came to the United States and talked and was really active and vocal, there were lots of local radio programs, and I think TV and newspapers, where people, there was a desire to know, well, how can I, as a small little person out of 7 billion people on the planet, make a difference? And, one of the number one things that kept coming back time and time and time again, reducing plastics and watching your waste and all those types of things, but eating a plant-based diet, even if it's just one meal a day or one day a week, or moving in some direction, maybe not your whole diet, but that you can make a difference by how you choose to eat. And so, I think that the world is talking about it in a way that allows you to have an entree that might not be off-putting, or might not make somebody feel badly about the choices that they're making on a regular basis.
I think Greta Thunberg is absolutely incredible for such a young lady.
And she's going stronger and faster now than she was last year. I mean, she's amazing for sure.
Yeah, I think with someone like that and our children between us, they are the future of this planet. And I keep going on. These vegan children may go on to have their own children, and install those same things that we have taught our children. And I do hope one day things are a lot better. Yeah, I really.
Well, you know, that's all we can do, step by step and person by person, and well, meal by meal too, right?
100%. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you guys on, and
it's been ours as well. Thank you for having us. And, you know, you're part of our family, so anytime you want to come out this direction, we'd love to meet you, and maybe we'll meet you in Mexico and Tulum.
Look at his face. I need to get a passport. That's what I need to do next year. I need to.
Okay.
I'm inspired. I need to get another one.
Mine's okay.
Yeah, yours is fine.
All right. Well, that sounds like a good goal for New Year's or next year already. Good.
I think so. It's about time.
Well, we appreciate all that you're doing, and you know, I know that there are some challenging issues there from, you know, from some of our conversation and things that we've seen posted as well. And we wish you, you know, all the best of luck with that. It's, you know, again, a sensitive topic, but the fact that you're engaging people around it and taking steps, active steps to a critical mass around, you know, for people who are trying to do the right thing for their personal health. And also, as a very positive side effect, doing something for all of our planetary health is just a super thing.
Oh, that's lovely. Your vegan family are awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to have you guys on, definitely.
Yeah, we'll look forward to more conversations with you.
Yes, definitely. So thank you to everybody who's watched tonight, everybody who's come on, asked a question. I'm sorry if we've missed any. We'll have to do better next time, won't we, at the questions. But thank you to everybody who's been here tonight. We haven't got a stream next week because we are actually on a stream on a channel called Veg Fest USA. So I think it's our 9 o'clock. I'm not sure what time it is over there. But that should be interesting because we're being interviewed, which is always good. Yeah. And then I think on the 21st of December, we are being interviewed by another YouTube channel called The Vegan Pixie Warrior. So she's interviewing us. And then I think we're going to do a Christmas party, aren't we?
Yeah, I will say we're trying to do a Christmas special video, but at the moment my work's just too busy.
Yeah, it's always about time. Always about time, isn't it?
Coming up with a decent idea as well is being a bit hard when we haven't got really much time to think about it.
Yeah. But we're going to do a Christmas live stream with a party. Probably some silliness.
You know, silly
maybe.
Hats, you know, cracker hats and things like that. You know, just.
I'll let you guys know when it is.
Good. Black beans and tequila.
Yes. Oh, I don't know about the tequila. It's been a while. It's been about 4 years.
I know we've got some tequila at the top there. I don't know whether it's any good now.
Yeah, it probably isn't any good now.
Probably not any good
some
now.
chocolate tequila it was.
Yeah,
but
whoa, that sounds interesting.
Don't think I could drink it now. It's probably gone
I'll have
off.
to go and get some from Tesco's.
Anyway, thank you again, guys. And
thank you so much.
And have a lovely Saturday because it's only the afternoon for you.
I know you guys are going to bed. We're going to the skate park.
Yay!
Yeah. Amazing.
Adam, we hope you feel better, buddy.
Yeah, I haven't been feeling too great today or yesterday. It's just I think I've been overworked. So
yeah, definitely.
It's hard work where I am.
Right.
Yeah, well,
yeah, definitely rest well.
We're eager to meet Jack next conversation too.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
He's asleep. Right, take it easy.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, is that the thing there?